Are we live, boys? I think we are live. There we go. I'm gonna wait for y'all to get into the chat real quick. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday. Gonna talk some WWE. I know we didn't do a SmackDown review this week, so talk some tribute to the troops. Talk some WWE, some SmackDown. Let's have a good time. So I'll give you guys a sec to get into the chat. I'm just checking on my fantasy team real quick. Alrighty. All right, y'all got in here fast. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is your boy Fitzmonk TV here, aka G-Lauren33. Welcome back to, I guess you could call this a bonus episode of the Legit Shoot podcast. This is I don't know, more of like kind of like a little bit of a hangout pod. I know I didn't do a SmackDown review on Saturday afternoon like I usually do. I got a little busy. We had a snowstorm here in the Boston area this weekend, so I had to shovel, and had some other things going on. So I never really had any time to make a review. So to be honest, I wasn't even going to make a video today. I was just going to take the weekend off, and then I kind of forgot the tribute for the troops was today. And at first I didn't care, but I remember that Sasha was going to be teaming up with Bianca Belair. Arguably my two favorite female superstars on the main roster. So I was like, I'll check it out. I didn't watch any other of the show, so don't ask me my thoughts on. I don't know if it was a battle royal. It was something. I think there was like a 12-man tag. I didn't check that out. I didn't care. I know that Drew McIntyre and The Miz main evented the show, so I didn't care about that either. So it's whatever, right? It's whatever. But I did tune in just to specifically watch Sasha and Bianca versus Bailey and Natalya, which was actually a really fun tag team match. So I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it, but I just want to spend a couple seconds, give you guys my thoughts on that. Because I know some of you guys were messaging me on social media asking me about that. So I will talk about that real quickly. And I'm not going to do a SmackDown review. I'm just going to talk about the highlights of SmackDown really quick. So mainly, what happened with Sasha Banks and Carmella, Roman Reigns continuing this epic heel run that he's been on, since he's come back. And I think that's pretty much it. Those were the two big things coming out of SmackDown. SmackDown wasn't a bad show on Friday. It's just those are the two big things coming out of it. So, and it's Sunday already. So SmackDown was already almost 2 days ago. So I don't think I need to do a full review. I know there's other podcasters that you guys watch. Uh, so yeah, but yeah, so I'm gonna get into tribute to the troops. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. If you guys are new to the podcast, as always, this isn't like an official SmackDown review. I usually do them with like a layout and everything like that, but this is more just a chill stream. Have some fun. If you guys have questions in the chat, I'll try answering them. I'm not gonna try to have this go past. I'm not gonna try to have this go past like 45 minutes to an hour. I don't want this to be too long, right? But still, that's the point. By the way, can someone answer this for me? When is War Games for NXT? I've been watching NXT, but I completely forgot when NXT War Games is. Let me check real quick. War Games isn't tonight, right? Well, War Games is not tonight. Are you kidding me right now? You guys kidding me? I like I said, I'm hyped for War Games. I can't, but I didn't know. Is it tonight? It is tonight. What the hell? War Games is tonight. Jeez. I don't know. Maybe I'll do another video later. I don't know. If you guys want to, leave a like on the video. Maybe I'll do a War Games review. I don't know. I completely forgot that War Games was tonight. So I don't know. I was even, I would watch it live, but we'll see. Well, maybe I'll watch it live. I do care about the card. It's not that I don't care. It's that I wasn't really prepared for War Games. So if I watch it live tonight, I'll do a review afterwards. But uh, if I watch it live tonight, I'll do a review maybe around 10, 11 o'clock. But if I don't end up watching it live, maybe I'll give my thoughts on it on the Raw review. Maybe I don't know. I just wasn't prepared. It's that simple. I wasn't prepared for a review. All right, but either way, I got the Seahawks game on in the background. All right. Kevin says, "Damn, why did Natalia defeat Bailey? That was supposed to be Bianca Belair." Well, I'll talk about that a little bit. So yeah, we'll talk about that coming out of SmackDown. But let's talk about Tribute to the Troops real quick, right? So Sasha and Bianca versus Bailey and Natalia. Like I said, I never really care about the rest of the show. But what was happening with that, right? So Sasha wore the Great American Bash gear. That was the gear most of us. That was the that was most of that was the gear I was expecting her to wear. I'm still waiting to bring back the Classic Champions gear from 2019 because you guys know that's probably my favorite Sasha Banks ring gear of all time. But she wore her Great American Bash gear, so whatever, right? So her and Bianca were actually matching, which was pretty cool. Bianca was wearing like her red and gold, and like I said, I love both of these women so much. And seeing them team up, they are the two top babyface females on SmackDown. That's pretty obvious for the women's division. You can make an argument that they're potentially the two top baby faces on SmackDown between both the women and the men. You can make an argument for that. We know how popular Sasha Banks is, and you can make the argument that Sasha Banks more popular than Kevin Owens. I believe so. Is she more popular than Daniel Bryan? Maybe not, but it's close. It's close. So, mhm. Uh, but either way, like I said, guys, I'm watching the Seahawks game, so if I'm not paying attention a little bit, you guys know why. But the match itself was it was a fun match. It wasn't that long. I think it was about 10 minutes, right? But it was really fast. We know how great the chemistry is between Sasha and Bailey. We don't really have to talk about that. But I was just more, amazed at the dynamic between Sasha and Bianca. First time teaming up. A lot of people like me are hoping this is the match for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania. The only other match that would make any sense of not getting that role is maybe Sasha versus Rhea Ripley, if Rhea Ripley is called up to SmackDown before then. All right. Damn, my bro, Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's struggling today. But yeah, that should be the match let me know, guys, in the chat. Would you guys rather have Sasha versus would you guys rather have Sasha versus Bianca or Sasha versus Rhea Ripley? Let me know in the chat right now, guys. And this boy Russell Wilson's selling me, man. Russell Wilson on my fantasy team, man. He's selling. All right, but I would rather have Sasha versus Bianca, but I'm not going to complain if you get Sasha Banks versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. I'm not going to complain at all. But the dynamic here, so basically Sasha got the hot tag, right? When we came back from commercial, she's taking out Natalya, taking out Bailey, and people forget that Sasha and Natalya have pretty good chemistry together. They have decent chemistry with one another. They had a really good match. I think this was back around Survivor Series, I want to say 2018, about 2 years ago, right? They had a really good match, one of Sasha's underrated matches. It was a match on TV that didn't really mean much, right? It was just a basic match, but it went on for a good 15, 20 minutes, and it was really good. And, you saw sparks of that chemistry with Sasha and Natalya in this match. There was a point where Bailey attacked Sasha, right? While Sasha was building up momentum, Bianca Belair comes into the ring, right? Takes out Bailey. Bianca's athleticism is amazing. She did a backflip off, bouncing off the rope, looking great. And then Sasha and Natalia had, continued with their chemistry for another 2 minutes. So Natalia, I forget what she was doing. She was doing a move, but then Sasha counted it into the bank statement. Natalia tried to get out to the ropes, reversed back into the bank statement, and Sasha and Bianca got the win. All right. So honestly, this was, a really, really good match. It's not something that, it's going to get talked about, but in my opinion, this was easily the best thing on, Tribute to the Truths. Right. And just seeing Sasha and Bianca team up, they had really good chemistry together, so I liked it. I liked it. So let me know, guys, in the comment section, what you guys thought of Sasha and Bianca. I liked it. I think it's a preview for WrestleMania. I think WWE would be dumb not to do the match at WrestleMania, right? It looks like right now, like I've been saying, we are heading towards the Bailey versus Bianca match. Eventually, it could be happening at TLC. We'll talk about that in just a moment as we get ready to get into this SmackDown, this mini SmackDown review, whatever you want to call it. But what would make sense is, Bianca be put over by Bailey, right? And then Bianca goes on to win the Women's Royal Rumble, unless they give that to Rhea Ripley, which I'm not really going to complain about, right? Because here's the thing: if you want to save Sasha versus Bianca for, let's say, SummerSlam next year, and that, because I'm on record saying Sasha should hold on to that title. She should not be losing the SmackDown Women's title until SummerSlam of next year, no matter if it's in Boston or whatever. SummerSlam of next year, I would have Sasha lose that title to Bianca, right? No matter if you do Sasha versus Bianca at WrestleMania or not, right? If you want to save, the freshness of Sasha versus Bianca for SummerSlam, I would have absolutely no complaints about Sasha Banks versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Zero. But, if Rhea Ripley's not coming to SmackDown, obviously you do Sasha versus Bianca at WrestleMania. And then you have that lead all the way down to SummerSlam. It's that simple. It's really that simple, right? But let me know what you guys prefer on that. What direction they should. Either way, no matter what they do, my stance isn't going to change. Sasha should not be losing that title till SummerSlam 2021. Some of you guys are saying that you guys are watching Tribute to the Troops. Oh, so Kevin Edwards watching Tribute to the Troops right now. Like I said, yeah, guys, go back and watch the match. It was a fun tag team match. It wasn't anything long. It wasn't anything super special, but it was fun, for what it was. And, I appreciate, WWE and especially Sasha, Bianca, Bailey, and Natalia going out there and giving us a fun 10-minute tag team match, right? Kevin says, do I trust WWE creative about Sasha? I trust WWE creative about Sasha more than I could say 6 months ago, right? Because I feel like WWE and I feel like Sasha in general, Sasha has proven to not only creative, but to the world that she's the best female wrestler in the world. And if you don't think that, if you think it's Charlotte or Becky, even though I disagree with you, right? I believe that most people would say that Sasha is one of the best in the world, all right? She may not be your number one, but, I think a lot of people do think she's one of the best because the body of work that she has put in, especially in this pandemic era, like I said, I'll probably make a video on this in a couple of weeks as we near the end of the year. I have a video planned where we're just going to discuss, the MVPs of WWE. Plus, we're going to have a stream where we just talk about 2020 in general for WWE, going through all the pay-per-views, all the moments, the highs, the many lows, right? And we're just going to talk about the best matches, the best stories, all that stuff, But I feel like a lot of people, when they go back and, look at 2020, and especially what WWE did, right, from not having fans at the beginning of the pandemic when they had the empty Performance Center, then having fans in there, then moving to the Thunderdome, right? I think like one of the only consistents and one of the only positives of all of this is the body of work that Sasha put in. No matter if it was her heel work, which in a tag team with Bailey, being the golden role models, or it was the Sasha versus Bailey feud. Sasha has been one of the MVPs for the company this year, right? And you know, pretty much, I think a lot of people, I feel like more than ever, WWE has faith in her no matter what she does, right? No matter what match or what they put her in, they know she's going to knock it out of the park because she has that fan support, right? She has all the fans behind her. Plus, they know she's that damn good. There are many matches you could take from Sasha this year that will, when we go to the end of the year, we talk about the best of WWE in 2020. There's going to be so many matches, right? So many matches that we could say, all right, Sasha killed it, right? This Sasha is going to be in the discussion for match of the year. No matter if it was a match with Bailey at Hell in a Cell, the match with Bailey at you know, a couple weeks after on SmackDown, even though I wish they got a little more time, the match with Oscar from Survivor Series, the match with Oscar from Extreme Rules, right? Some of their tag team matches were bangers, like the one with Tegan Nox and Shotzi Blackheart in NXT, or their matches with the Kubaki Warriors. Sasha has had so many great moments this year. This has easily been the best year of her career, in my opinion. You can make an argument about 2016, but I think most people would say, the majority of people would say that this has easily been Sasha's best year in WWE, right? And I'm proud to see her having the success she is. She deserves it. She's the best in the world, right? But the Kevin asked your question, I think WWE has more faith in Sasha than ever, you know, and I think the longer Sasha holds the title, the more that will be obvious. All right, but that's my thoughts on that. But I just love seeing Sasha have this success, bro. Just love it. But uh, Kevin says I want a Sasha versus Io rematch. That would be fantastic. They could have done Sasha versus Asuka versus Io at Survivor Series, but they decided to not have NXT included for obvious reasons. But Sasha versus Asuka was great, like we all knew it will. But eventually one day, Io will probably be on the main roster. I'm willing to bet Io will get called up to the main roster sometime in 2021. So, excuse me. So drop that woman's title. It'll be interesting to see who it'll be to. It could be Ember Moon. It could be Tony Storm. It could be Dakota Kai, right? Io Shirai's had a pretty good, NXT Women's Championship reign, but she'll definitely drop that title sometime soon in 2021. And we know that Rhea Ripley is coming to the main roster. I would not be surprised if Io is right behind her just a couple months later, right? Edward says, imagine Sasha and Bianca as tag champions. That would be great. I'm not gonna lie, but to be honest, you guys have heard me complain about this with Asuka on Monday Night Raw. Asuka and Lana are in the tag, or like they've been teaming up together. And right now, the rumored match for TLC is supposed to be Asuka and Lana teaming up to face Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax for the Women's Tag Team Championships. And you guys heard me, rant about it on Monday. Asuka, her reign as Raw Women's Champion has been forgettable. Outside of the matches with Sasha and Zelina Vega, it's been forgettable in my opinion. Very forgettable. There hasn't really been anything there. It would be hypocritical for me to go off on Asuka for that and not do the same thing for Sasha. Like a Sasha versus Bianca, or Sasha and Bianca tag team would be great. But right now, the focus should be Sasha building up that SmackDown Women's Championship, continuing where Bayley left off, making that Women's Championship as important as it should be. If both Sasha and Bianca weren't, in the Women's Championship picture, that's different, right? And if they decide to make Sasha and Bianca into a tag team and have them go after the tag team championships, sure, that would be pretty cool. Would it be as successful as Sasha and Bayley? Very debatable. But I do not want my main champion going after a tag team champion when they're already a singles champion. All right. Like enough of the doubles championship nonsense. No, Sasha and Bianca as a tag team would be great. But right now, the focus should be Sasha building up that SmackDown Women's Championship, not going after more gold. She doesn't need that right now. She doesn't. Same thing with Asuka. Asuka should not be going after the tag team championships with Lana. All right, she should be focused on building up the Raw Women's Championship, which they've done an absolute terrible job of doing on Monday Night Raw. NBA YouTube says, I don't even think Vince gives a shit about Asuka. I agree. I'm gonna say, okay, here's my thing. I think to a degree he cares about Asuka, because if he didn't care about Asuka, Asuka wouldn't be Raw Women's Champion, right? I just feel like the Raw Women's division is such a mess. It has a potential to be a decent division. It's just that it's such a mess right now. And you know, it makes no sense. He's so like, I don't know why he's so focused on building up Lana and not focused on having Asuka have a great reign. Because when Asuka loses that title to Naomi or Charlotte, or if it's Becky or Ronda, right? It's gonna be one of those four women. When she loses that title, no matter if it's at Mania or whenever, right? We're gonna look back at Asuka's reign and it's gonna be forgettable. Because hey, uh, why should we care? All you did with her during her reign was have her do nonsense segments, right? Random matches, random championship matches. She didn't have one good feud outside of Sasha. She didn't have one good match outside of Sasha or Zelina Vega. And it's just disappointing. It's Asuka. Like, come on. It's not that hard to book Asuka. Just go back and watch her NXT championship reign, where she held the title for over 500 days. All right? It's not that difficult. I don't understand why WWE struggles so much with booking an Asuka title reign. Like, because now if you go on Bleach Report, you go on all these other sites, lots of other people are noticing it. A bunch of people are noticing that, what the hell's going on with Asuka? Why is she being built up in this way? Why is she not more dominant? You know what I mean? Like, come on. We're not getting Asuka versus Ronda at WrestleMania, even though that would be a great match, and we're not getting it. The plan right now is for once Becky has her baby, which should be happening any day now, right? Becky's gonna be. I wouldn't be surprised. Becky could be in labor right now, for all we know. But the plan right now is Vince wants Becky to return right after she has her child. So around January, February, don't be surprised if Becky's back on TV. We don't know what brand Becky will be on. It'll be most likely SmackDown, since Seth Rollins is on SmackDown. That's her fiance. Plus they share a child together. So it would make sense for Becky to be on SmackDown. So, and right now the plan is have Becky versus Ronda in a singles match at WrestleMania, which I don't have any problem with. As long as there's no women's championship on the line, I have no problem with that match. Zero problem. Well, we'll just have to wait and see how that all goes. Right. No, NBA YouTube, like I said, she'll be on SmackDown. The only way Becky's going back to Raw is if Seth's on Raw. WWE doesn't break up couples that often. It's rare, actually, for WWE to break up couples. NBA YouTube says because USA Network wants her. It doesn't matter what the network wants. They can give their input, but at the end of the day, the decision goes to Vince and the people running WWE's creative department. Tell you right now, Becky will most likely be on SmackDown. Pretty certain of it. Damn, bro. I need Russell Wilson to pick up the slack. He's killing my fantasy team right now. Oh my gosh, this is a struggle. Yeah, Russell Wilson better have a big second half, man. He's pissing me off. Pissing me off hard. Anyway, back to it. Sleeping Angels look good, bro. She needs to be on Raw. SmackDown doesn't need her. Sleeping Angels, it's not about what brand. Yeah, Raw needs her, right? Raw would need Becky's firepower, But I'm on the bet what WWE's going to do. Charlotte's going to be coming back. It's going to be Royal Rumble season. So Charlotte's going to be back on Raw. Naomi will most likely be back on Raw, right? Becky and Ronda will be on SmackDown. I know some of you guys are concerned that, Becky and Ronda being on SmackDown, that could hurt Sasha's title reign. I'm not too concerned, at least as of right now. Let's see what happens, right? Because right now, Becky versus Ronda would be happening at WrestleMania in a singles match, not for a championship. All right. But we'll just have to wait and see. I don't think why wouldn't they have Sasha in a title match at WrestleMania? Like, come on. Come on. Like, don't be dumb, guys. Use your head a little bit. But why is Miz? I don't know why you guys are being so random. Why is Miz in the main event? Don't ask. Oh, you're watching Tribute of the Troops. Like I said, I didn't watch that match, so I'm not going to talk about it. Kevin's like, who's my favorite NBA team? Well, Steph Curry's my favorite player. So I support, I guess you could say I support the Golden State Warriors, but more just a Steph Curry fan. But I'm from Boston, so I'm a huge Celtics fan. Okay, Edward says, if they do Ronda versus Becky at WrestleMania, I want Becky to be the heel and Ronda to be the face. I would have no problem with Becky Lynch turning heel. No problem. I feel, last when Becky first turned heel, it's because WWE forced it on us. WWE tried to force a Becky Lynch heel turn, and it didn't work. Right? It didn't work. They tried to have Becky come out, going crazy. Remember, she was talking crap about Edge. She was going off on the fans, but nobody would believe it because they're like, this is Becky Lynch. We want to see Becky Lynch at the top as a babyface. Becky was only heel for 2 months, and then they turned her back into a babyface right before Survivor Series. And then she went on that great run. Patch her in the red zone. But I would love to see Becky as a heel. I would not mind Ronda Rousey as a babyface. I like Ronda Rousey. I know there's a lot of people that don't like her, but I have no problem with Ronda Rousey. Really, none. I want a Sasha Banks versus Ronda Rousey rematch. I do. I want Sasha to get her win back over Ronda. I want my Sasha versus Becky Lynch rematch. I need Sasha to get her win back over Becky. So, and I feel like, there's some cool things they can do, right? We know that Seth and Becky, everyone knows that Seth and Becky are together. They're getting married. They're having a child together. Seth Rollins is the Messiah. I would have no problem with Becky Lynch turning heel and, joining forces with her husband, right? Like, I would have no problem with that. Like Becky being the Messiah of the women's division while Seth handles the singles division for the men. I would have no problem with that, but I'm willing to bet if Becky comes back right now, she's going to be babyface, at least for the WrestleMania match. Maybe she'll turn heel after, and I'm willing to bet Becky could probably convince Creative to turn her heel if she wanted to. But for right now, I don't see that changing. Let me look in the chat. Edward, Becky was a tweener. No, Becky was a heel. Don't go back. Go back. If you're talking about right after when Becky originally turned on Charlotte, right after Charlotte won the SmackDown Women's Championship, Becky was a heel. She was not a tweener. Go back and watch those promos. She was clearly a heel. WWE turned her back into a babyface because they saw that no matter what she did, the fans were still going to keep cheering for her. So it doesn't make sense to have someone as a heel if the crowd's going to keep cheering for them, right? Because the whole point of a heel is they're supposed to be a bad guy, someone you want to see lose, someone you want to boo. So let's use our common sense here, guys. Come on. Becky was clearly a heel before that time. Yeah, yes. See NBA YouTube, like I just said 2 minutes ago, they turned Becky heel, or they turned Becky into a babyface right before Survivor Series. They really didn't have a choice. Yes, Edward, she turned heel on Charlotte. Yes. And she was heel for the 2 months after that. All right. Kevin asks, what was the problem with Becky's Raw Women's title run? The problem with Becky Lynch's title reign is, first off, it started off terribly, and that's not Becky's fault. The way Becky's title reign started off was bad. She had all the momentum in the world, and then they decided to have her feud with Lacey Evans for like the first 2 or 3 months of her reign, which was terrible. They did the freaking mixed tag team match, winner take all, with Baron Corbin and Lacey versus Seth and Becky at like Extreme Rules, right? And no one cared. It was a weak way to start her reign. I don't care what anybody says. It was a weak way to start her reign. And then they did a match with Natalya at SummerSlam, which it wasn't a bad match. I just don't care about Natalya. So, the match at SummerSlam, go back and watch it. It wasn't a bad match. I think it was a submission match, but it just wasn't anything special. Nothing for me to write home about. So then after that, when Sasha came back, that was easily the best part of Becky's reign, right? The matches at Clash of Champions, at Hell in a Cell, both two of the best matches all of WWE last year. So great, that was the best part of Becky's reign, even though I would have had Sasha win at Hell in a Cell, but it is what it is at the end of the day. It's whatever, right? And then right after that, I don't even remember what they did with Becky after that, all right? But man, Pats are destroying the Chargers right now. Yeah, they getting decimated. But like I said, after that, I don't remember what happened with the rest of Becky's reign. I don't. What did she do at Survivor Series? She had the match with Bayley and Shayna Baszler, which was a huge disappointment. Huge disappointment. Then I don't even remember if Becky had a match at TLC. I don't even think she had a championship defense for like close to 2 months after that. Then at Royal Rumble, she had a great match with Asuka, right? Which wasn't bad. And then she didn't even defend her title at the Elimination Chamber, right? Then they did the match with Shayna Baszler at Mania, which is when I believe Shayna Baszler should have won the title because Becky dropped the title just a couple weeks later when she announced she was pregnant. So I don't know what was the point of keeping her champion, right? Why did she need to get a WrestleMania victory over Shayna Baszler? Shayna should have, and the thing is, Becky actually pitched to WWE management that Shayna Baszler should have won that match. So, Kevin says it was TLC. Oh, now I remember. Becky and Charlotte versus Kubaki Warriors for the tag team championships. Yeah, see? Garbage. Why the hell is Becky going after a tag team championship? She is a Raw Women's Champion. Elevate your title. Don't go after more championships. And I believe that was the night where Kairi Sane got the huge concussion because Charlotte concussed her like halfway through the match. All right. And like from there, the match just fell apart. You can go back and watch footage of Becky trying to help Kairi Sane get through the rest of the match because she knew she was injured. But then, you go after, the mini feud with Asuka wasn't bad, right? Becky wanted to get payback on Asuka for all the losses. But, after that, they did the feud with Shayna Baszler. And, during that time, if you guys go back and watch those podcasts, I was starting to get off the Becky bandwagon, right? I remember there was a time where Becky came out. And she was wearing like a crown and she had like a robe and everything, right? And I was just like, this is not the Becky Lynch we fell in love with that, was a badass. Like, who's this person? So then I was just like, I just want Becky to lose the title. And then Becky pitches to WWE management that she should lose the title to Shayna Baszler, create a new star, and then, just go on, have her baby. But instead, WWE had her defeat Shayna clean. Shayna's never really recovered from that. She's in a terrible tag team with Nia Jax, of all people. Like, I don't think I have to say anything else, but, like, come on, use your heads. That's why Becky Lynch's reign was bad. The only two good parts were Sasha and Asuka. The rest of her reign was forgettable. But no one really cares because Becky held the Raw Women's Championship for, what was it? I think it was close to 13 months. So it's like, whatever. Seahawks are up 5-0 on the Giants. Wow, that's crazy. Right. Yeah, agreed. Becky started to get boring around February. WWE booked her reign terribly, right? And then the end of her reign was piss poor. Very piss poor. The feud with Shayna Baszler wasn't bad, but at that point, I just wanted Becky to lose the title. All right. Kevin says, is this bad? Is it bad that Shayna lost to a pregnant woman at Mania? Well, Becky was in the very early stages of her pregnancy. Almost no one knew at the time. But I will say that Shayna should have won the match because WWE management knew that Becky was pregnant before Mania, and they still had her win. Because remember, after that, Becky was on TV for another month, just cutting promos. Just cutting promos. She didn't have one match. WWE knew for a whole month after that she was pregnant. You right? She didn't do anything during that month. So I'm just like, come on, use your common sense. But so that was the problem with Becky Lynch's title reign. All right. Any other questions? I know you guys are asking a lot of questions. Any other questions? No? All right. Let's get into this mini SmackDown review. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna be. There's three things we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about Bianca and Bayley, Sasha and Carmella, and Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. All right, because I don't want to waste much time. You guys asked so many questions. I don't really want to go an hour. I don't want to be, this was supposed to be kind of like a chill stream. Edward says, I want to see Sasha versus Bayley at WrestleMania one more time. Maybe in the future. Not now. Not now. There was I know my camera's acting up a little bit. There we go. I know that if the Sasha and Bayley feud was booked a little differently, then I would want to see Sasha and Bayley. Then I would want to see Sasha and Bayley at WrestleMania. But right now, no. Right? It should be either Sasha versus Rhea Ripley or Sasha versus Bianca Belair. Right? Eventually, I would love to see Sasha versus Bayley at WrestleMania. Right? Maybe a couple years down the line, definitely they could tell a different story. Yeah, sure. But right now, no. Kevin says, can you see Ripley versus Bayley on Mania or Asuka versus Ripley? Well, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I'm going to be honest. I don't. It's okay. My thing is, look, Ripley versus Bayley as a singles match at Mania, that could be great. If Rhea Ripley is drafted to, or not drafted, if she is, if Rhea Ripley is put on SmackDown, I would have no problem with that. You do a singles match at Mania, it would probably be on the pre-show, just because you're not going to have, I don't think you'll have enough time on the main card to give Ripley and Bayley time. So I would rather just them put that on the pre-show, right? I know some people wouldn't want to see Bayley on the pre-show, but, I think it would be better than not having Bayley on the card at all, right? Because right now, unless Bayley gets herself back into the SmackDown Women's Championship picture, I don't really know where Bayley goes for Mania. I don't. And Bayley's had her WrestleMania moments already. It's time for Bayley to put other people over for now, right? Bayley will eventually be champion again one day, but for now, she needs to put some other people over, right? I think nobody's going to argue with me on that. But I would do Bayley versus Ripley. If Ripley is put on SmackDown, I'll put that probably on the pre-show for WrestleMania, right? Give them 10 to 15 minutes, right? And I feel like, that would be a really good match. Rhea Ripley gets a WrestleMania win, gets a WrestleMania moment, and Bayley gets to put on a really good match. That's the way I would do it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, Asuka versus Ripley. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Asuka versus Ripley. I just don't see that happening. I'm telling you guys right now, when Charlotte comes back, she's going to be put in the Raw Women's Championship. I think Charlotte's probably the most likely to take that title off of Asuka. We'll see what happens, but that's probably what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. All right, but speaking of Bayley, let's talk about Bayley and Bianca Belair. I can't find the SmackDown results just because I didn't do my SmackDown review. It's been a couple of days. I'm going on Bleacher Report. Here we go. I found them. But we're gonna, like I said, I only have three main things I want to talk about here. So, so we had Natalya versus Bayley with Bianca Belair on commentary. This was not a long match at all. But, if you guys remember, we had Bianca versus Natalya last week with Bayley on commentary. So this week they had they had the roles reversed. So Basically, you guys remember last week, Bianca hit Bailey with a right hand during her match with Natalia. So Natalia had early control of the match, and then she sent Bailey into the steel steps. Came back from break. Bailey countered and kept trading reversals with Natalia. So then Bianca distracted Bailey late in the match, and Bailey got put into the sharpshooter from Natalia, and then Bailey tapped out. Right. So basically, it was labeled as an upset just because people aren't you. We're not used to seeing Bailey lose. And that's not us disrespecting Bailey. We know how great Bailey is, right? That's not an argument. The problem is that Bailey is starting to go on a little bit of a losing streak. Remember she was the first person eliminated at Survivor Series. She lost to Natalia tonight, right? But the thing about it is, it's not a problem because we all know Bailey's a star at the end of the day. This isn't like babyface Bailey from a couple years ago. If this was Bailey from a couple years ago, yes, we could complain a lot more, right? But Seahawks just fumbled the football. Damn. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sasha and Bianca did have an interview together. I did watch that backstage. But like I said, uh, you know, if this was Bailey from a couple years ago, you guys could complain all you want. But Bailey just had one of the greatest runs in the history of the women's division. She won the SmackDown Women's Championship, had the longest reign in the history of reigns, right? She was a double champion. She had fantastic matches during that time. So now, that Bailey's had all the success, right? It's time for her to give back a little bit, help develop the next stars. Bailey's not going to lose credibility if she loses a couple matches in a row. I told you guys this. What's next for Bailey is building up some of the other members of the SmackDown Women's division. And then eventually, right, Bailey versus Bianca Belair. That's where this is going. I would do that match at TLC. Kind of like how, every week or every month with a pay-per-view, sometimes it's like Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus, or it's Big E versus Sheamus, right? Or Rey Mysterio versus Seth Rollins. I think this is a match that deserves to be on the TLC card. Not on the pre-show, but on the main card. Because right now, your TLC card is not that strong. It's not. You have Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles. You have Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns, right? Those are your two headliners. You have Sasha versus Carmella. But outside of that, the rest of the card isn't that good. You have the Women's Tag Team Championships. Like, I'm not interested in that. And I'm not really interested in what they're doing with the IC or the US Championships right now. So, no. So, it is what it is, right? Bailey losing to Natalia doesn't mean anything, right? Natalia gets a win, it's whatever. The story here is Bianca and Bailey, and if you guys saw WWE's YouTube page, the two had they had an interaction after the match, right? So clearly, Bailey was frustrated with Bianca for getting involved in her business, and Bailey told Bianca, go back to Raw, go at the NXT. This is my show. Bianca took out her earrings, right, getting ready for a fight. But Bailey was like, nah, I just had a match. We're not doing this week. So, maybe we get Bailey versus Bianca next week on SmackDown, right? That would make common sense. But in my opinion, I would save that for next week, or not next week, 2 weeks from now at the TLC pay-per-view, right? And clearly, like I said, my thing is I would do a best of 5 series between them, right? We don't really get to see that competition on WWE anymore, But do like a best of 3, a best of 5 series. I wouldn't mind seeing that. So do that and have Bailey put Bianca over. By doing a best of 3, best of 5, you can have Bailey get a couple victories, But the whole point is building up Bianca. All right. What? Hold up. I thought someone was calling me. But anyway, that's what I would do. Do Bailey versus Bianca, right? Do like a best of 3, best of 5, right? And then have Bailey put Bianca over as the next big thing in the SmackDown Women's division. Because right now, you should be building up Bianca for WrestleMania. If you're not going with Rhea Ripley, you should be building up Bianca for Sasha at WrestleMania. That should be the plan right now. But I love what Bianca's doing. I know some of you guys are a little frustrated with Bailey's booking, but guys, Bailey just had a incredible run. Her taking a couple losses isn't gonna hurt her at all. Everyone knows how great Bailey is. All right, and let's just leave it at that. Kevin's like, why doesn't WWE give Sasha Banks more minutes on SmackDown? Well, we're just about to talk about Sasha, so at least Sasha got a good amount of time this week, right? I know the last couple. The main reason for that is because WWE is terrible at booking their shows. That's the simple way to put it. WWE is terrible with booking their shows. They wait till Vince gets there halfway through the day. That's when they decide to book everything. It's pretty simple. All right, I'm still winning in my fantasy. I'm still winning my fantasy football matchup. So let's go. Damn, but my boy got Patrick Mahomes playing tonight. Yeah. That's why I need Russell Wilson to pick it up, man. Just do Russell Wilson out here struggling, pissing me off. Sleeping Angels, it's a bad book, and I like it especially. Yes, but okay, Sleeping Angels, I agree with you, but at the end of the day, it doesn't hurt Bailey at all. The story, it's not about Natalya at the end of the day, right? No one cares about Natalya. The whole point was Bianca distracted her. That was the whole point of all of this. So, you know what I mean? They're setting up Bianca versus Bailey, not Bianca versus Natalya. That's not the story here. I'm willing to bet they'll probably do a rematch next week, and Bailey will get her win back. It's not a big thing. No one's going to really care about it. Like I'm just talking about it because we're talking about Bianca and Natalya, not Natalya, Bianca and Bailey. If Bianca versus Natalya, or no, I don't know why I keep saying Natalya, but what was I going to say? If Bianca versus Bailey was not happening, I wouldn't even be talking about the match. It's really that simple. Damn. That Brooks guy, Galman from the Giants, just ran all over the Seahawks. Oh man. Anyway, let's talk about Sasha Banks and Carmella real quick. So, the one thing. Oh my gosh. So the one thing that I've been complaining about the last couple SmackDown reviews, if you guys have been watching, is that Sasha's not been getting enough time. She's the best in the world, and she has not been getting enough time on SmackDown, especially after the Bailey feud. And that's on Vince. All right, that's not because it's anything Sasha did. It's because WWE has not done a good job booking their shows. But at least this week they got time. My main problem with Carmella is she just came back and all she did to get a title match was attack Sasha 3 weeks in a row. That was it. She hasn't had one match since she's been back in the last month. Not one. We don't even know if she's better. I know that Sasha will bring Carmella to the best match that she's had, but still, at the end of the day, the fact that Carmella's getting a title match for doing nothing when she's been out all year, that tells you how WWE doesn't care about making stars in 2020. It's that simple. Okay, but either way, Sasha and Carmella did have a face-to-face segment. It was one of those interview segments, right, where both were in different rooms, right, and Michael Cole was directing it. And this was actually really good. For people that say Sasha can't cut promos, it pisses me off because she can cut promos. She proved that in this segment. She's very underrated on the microphone, So I'm going to play the segment for you guys. There were some really good points brought up by both women. I don't believe I'm just saying that. So let me know if you guys can hear my laptop. Let me know if you guys can hear. Because I'm going to pause here and there.
You've known each other since you were training together at the WWE Performance Center. And
yeah, I've known Carmella for a very long time, since the Performance Center. We used to train every single day together. So that's why I can give her props. She is a former SmackDown Women's Champion. She is the first ever woman to win a Money in the Bank. Actually, I won the first 2 Women's Money in the Bank ladder matches, so get your facts straight, Sasha.
Get your facts right, Sasha. Like, shut up, Carmella. Even though I'm not gonna lie, Carmella, had some good, the interaction. It was organic. It didn't feel forced. Both really knew their lines going into this, so they were able to bounce off each other pretty good.
But you needed help every single chance you got. First it was that guy with the no chin, then it was R-Truth. I mean, who's next? I can't help that men are obsessed with me. Yeah,
Men are obsessed with me. Like, come on. Even though I guess you could call that a decent comeback, but Sasha was speeding facts in here. Facts. But go back to the segment.
You can call it however you want to call it. But the truth is, there's a reason why we've never faced one-on-one. Because I am out of your league. Facts.
Like, what? I could end this right here. They could end the segment right here. Everybody knows that Sasha Banks is 1,000 times better in the ring than Carmella. I've said it on the podcast 1,000 times. Sasha Banks is the best female wrestler in the world. And it's not even close. It's that simple. Carmella's not a bad wrestler. She's had some decent matches. The last good match I remember Carmella having was against Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship back in, I think, January or February. Carmella was still babyface at the time. And it was actually a decent match. All right. Carmella's had some decent matches in the past with Becky Lynch, too. Back when she was SmackDown Women's Champion. Carmella's not terrible in the ring. But I just hate the way how they build it up. They didn't build Carmella up properly. Have her win matches. Have her show the new skills she's been developing all year, because we haven't seen her wrestle all year. Show us why you should be in title contention. Don't just be gifted a championship just because you attach somebody. Like, come on.
Always been and always will be. So no matter how hard you try, Carmella, you'll never be in my league. I'll never be in your league.
Carmella would never be in Sasha's league. We all know that. Like, come on.
You don't think I'm in your league, Sasha? Seriously? Yeah. You want to get personal? You want to get personal? You want to get real? Personal? Did that hurt your feelings?
Did that hurt your feelings? Like, love that. It's facts. It's
because I think I have more than your attention. I think you're jealous.
Jealous? Jealous of what? I think the roles are reversed there, sweetheart.
Oh, I'm jealous. Yeah. You look at me and your blood boils. Because this was your dream. From the time you were a little girl, all you wanted to do was be a WWE superstar. You poured your heart, your soul, blood, sweat, and tears into honing your craft. You worked your butt off to be the very best. And then there's me, who, on a whim, waltzes into the WWE Performance Center, and everything comes so easily to me. Overnight, I become a star and I skyrocket to the top. With half the work, I'm better than you.
And that's where I'll stop it. With half the work, I'm better than you. No. With half the work, because you're blonde and Vince gets hard to looking at Carmella at night, that's the reason why you're in the position that you're in. You were gifted something because you're good. Ooh, DK with a nice little catch. But you weren't, Carmella wasn't put in this position because he's good in the ring, even though she's decent. She was put in this position because of her looks. It's that simple. We've seen this how many times with Alexa Bliss, even though I love what Alexa's doing right now. We've seen it with Alexa Bliss. We've seen it with Charlotte. We saw it with Lacey Evans. We've seen it now with Carmella, right? Come on. Carmella with this huge diva look. Let's use common sense here, people. Like, come on. Get out of here with that nonsense. Half the work, I'm better than you. No. With half the work, you're just lucky to be in the same breath as Sasha Banks. You're lucky to be in this position. So don't be delusional.
I was on to that SmackDown title longer than all of your title reigns combined.
All right. So Carmella says, I've held on to that title longer than all your reigns combined. Okay, and how long was Carmella champion? I think it was like 3 months, maybe. Right? So I think Sasha's all her raids so far are but on top of that, the Raw Women's Championship reigns okay, but Sasha's been SmackDown Women's Champion now. What? It's been a month and a half, I believe. I think it's been about, what, 45, 50 days? So I think Carmella is wrong. Get your facts straight, sweetheart. I think you're wrong there.
So you're right, Sasha. I'm nothing like you. I'm superior in every way, and you can't handle it.
Sasha can't handle it. Please, please. We all know Sasha's better than Carmella. But I will give Carmella props. I'll give Carmella props for bringing some interesting points to the table to make this segment good. Like I said, Carmella was great in this segment. I just wish she could get in the ring and show us why she deserves to be number one contender. That's my only complaint. That's really my only complaint. Because Sasha will bring Carmella to the best match she's ever had. Trust me.
You look at me, you
Yeah.
see the hot chick I
Sure.
can be every man's desire, not the competitor like you. Well, guess what, Sasha? You look at me, you see the hot chick eye candy, every man's desire.
Sorry. Carmella is okay, but she's not my desire. So I think you're wrong there, right? I'll take Sasha Banks over Carmella any day of the week and twice on Sundays. So
Not the competitor like you. Well, guess what, Sasha? I'm the hot chick that's not only going to embarrass you, I'm going to take your title.
good luck. Good luck with that, sweetheart.
Is that the fact that you think you even stand a chance to be in the ring with me? You want an opportunity at the SmackDown Women's Championship? You have it. Me and you one-on-one at TLC.
Oh yeah. Didn't be cut it off, but Sasha had a badass line here at the end of the promo. What was it? What was the line? I was hoping they would play it and then probably like bleep it out, but I forget what was it? I don't know. Doug, give me a sec. It's on my Twitter page. I just gotta scroll down. All right, here it is. Yeah, here's the line. You ain't never been in the ring with a badder bitch than me. And I said on my Twitter page, add that to the list of badass Sasha promo one-liners. Notice how most of Sasha's one-liners always have the word bitch in them. That's just funny to me, But like I said, Carmella's never been in, the ring with someone as good as her. Remember, this is the first time Sasha and Carmella are ever having a one-on-one singles match. They've had tag team matches, when Sasha has made Carmella tap out, but never one-on-one. This is easily the biggest match of Carmella's career. Easily. And Sasha will make Carmella look the best that she's ever had. And I think it could potentially steal the show at TLC because Sasha is that good. But at the end of the day, Carmella will lose because Sasha Banks is just that good. And Carmella will never be on the level of Sasha Banks. This was a great segment, right? I got to give Carmella props. So, she brought some interesting points, even though most of the points were invalid. But she brought some interesting points to the table. She did a good job of, at least elevating herself in a promo segment. Sasha was fantastic, bringing out the badass dress like always, looking like $1,000, $1,000,000, But at the end of the day, it was a good segment. It did its job, right? Would the segment have been as good as if it was done in the ring? Probably not. Especially with not having that crowd effect. But still, it was a decent match, in my opinion. I mean, not decent match, decent segment. It did its job. We'll just see how the match goes at oh man. And the Seahawks are struggling. They only got 5 points against the Giants, bro. What is Russell Wilson doing, man? He's selling me today on fantasy. Man, damn. But it was a decent segment and it did its job. It's that simple at the end of the day. It did its job, right? Let me look in the chat real quick. Yeah, I'm seeing most of you guys. Yeah, most of you guys agree with me. Sasha will make Carmella look like a star. That's a pretty, I know there's some Sasha fans that are scared that Carmella could win the title. If that happened, you guys would get a rant of the year from me. I don't think that's happening. I'm very confident Sasha's retaining. You're like, come on. All I gotta say is, do you guys really believe that Carmella could take that women's championship into WrestleMania season? Let's use our common sense here, guys. Come on, we're better than that. But Kevin's like, can Mr. McMahon push Tony Storm on the main roster? I don't think that's happening right now. I don't see that happening, at least right now. I think Rhea Ripley's coming out to the main roster. Io Shirai will probably be on the main roster sometime in 2021. So you don't want to put all your star power on the main roster. I think Tony Storm. There's a chance Tony Storm might be the one to take the NXT Women's Championship from Io Shirai. We'll just have to see how that goes. I think War Games will give us an idea of what to expect going forward. Giants are just running all over the Seahawks today, bro. Let me check on the Packers-Eagles game real quick. We're going to talk about Roman Reigns, and then I'm going to end the pod. Oh, ooh. Yeah, they are getting destroyed, bro. I need Russell Wilson to freaking up his game, man. He's selling me because I could lose this week. I'm not trying to lose, bro. Damn, Giants are just running all over the Seahawks today. Russell Wilson, pick your game up, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're better than that. Dude's freaking selling. Dude is selling me right now. All right. Why you guys talk about Nia Jax in the chat, man? You guys are weird. You guys are weird. Anyway, let's talk about Roman Reigns real quick, right? So I'm not gonna spend too much time on this because I kind of want to get this done, just in case I go watch War Games, right? But so basically, in the opening segment, they did an interview with Caleb Braxton interviewing Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. Roman was, of course, fantastic in this segment. Basically, Kayla asked Roman if he fears Kevin Owens. Roman laughed off the question. So then KO made his way to the ring. And then KO said he did not want to wait to the main event to get his hands on Roman. He was like, come on, Roman, prove yourself right now. Let's get this done right here, right now. But instead, KO said, if you don't want to do it tonight, let's do it at TLC for the Universal Championship, right? Jey Uso jumped in and accepted the match on Roman's behalf, right? Roman refused to engage with KO and because he said that Caleb Braxton was in the ring and, he's not going to fight him with a girl there, right? So, it did its job. It set up TLC. Roman is very, like I said, I love Roman in this vindictive mindset he has. He's just going off on Jey Uso, man, using him to, further his reign as Universal Champion and then claiming it's because they're family, but it doesn't really feel like that, So Roman did accept the match for TLC. And he said that KO should be lucky to be in the ring with him, even though, I don't know if Roman forgot, but KO did defeat Roman Reigns at TLC a couple years ago, right? KO defeated Roman for the Universal Championship back when the belt had the red strap on it. So, Roman should do a little more history before he goes out saying things. But either way, as Roman left the ring with Jey Uso, he said that Owens said that, even though there's a Roman in the ring, Reigns is still a bitch. So that was good. Like I said, I love what Roman is doing here. Love what Roman is doing. This vindictive heel run just gets better and better. So then we had a tag team match, the main event. Kevin Owens and Otis versus Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. The match was good, right? It was more about the fantastic interaction between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. So I'm gonna skip to the near the end of the match. So basically near the end, uh, basically Owens did a Samoan drop to Jey Uso, and Reigns was kind of unhappy because that's his move, right? So KO was mocking him. Then Jay was able to bounce back with a super kick. So he was going to go for the Uso splash, but damn, Packers destroying the Seahawks. I see what you're talking about now, bro. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Damn, that's crazy. Come on, Russell Wilson. Show me something, bro. We need you right now. But either way, he went for the splash. Roman was like, "No, I'm the tribal chief. I'm gonna be the one to end this match." So he ordered Jay to tag out. So Jay hesitated because he didn't know if he should list or not. But then Owens caught him with a stunner. So then after that, Reigns broke up the pin, saving his cousin here. So then he applied the guillotine, and that caused the disqualification since he wasn't the legal man. So then Reigns stared a hole through Uso because he was mad, right? So Reigns ordered Uso to grab a pair of chairs from ringside. So then they start laying in the Owens with a barrage of chair shots. So it looked like that was the way it was going to, probably, kind of promoting to the whole chair aspect of TLC. So then Uso did a top rope splash as an exclamation point. So I like that. But then the best part, right? The best part. Reigns beats the unholy hell out of Uso. He starts nailing him with chair shots. Consequences for not tagging out earlier. So Roman punishing, it's like Roman's like kind of like a slave master in a way, right? He's just like, you didn't do your job earlier, so here's your whooping as a response. And I'm just like, damn. Absolutely this wicked stuff here from Roman Reigns. I really, really loved it, because Reigns has like no fear. He's just like, he doesn't care if it's your family. He doesn't care if it's his family. He doesn't care who it is. Anybody that gets in the way of the will of the tribal chief will suffer the consequences. I can't wait for the day where Paul Heyman does something wrong and Roman beats him with chairs. Cannot wait for that. Damn. Russell Wilson just got sacked. Man, they're playing. Seahawks are playing so bad today. Yep, Edward, you're right. There were real hits. Like you could heal those. Jay was in some legit pain. Absolute crazy stuff here with this segment, bro. And then Roman was like, "You and your family are going to fear me." And he said that as the show ended. So he's standing there with his Universal Championship with Kevin Owens, his opponent for TLC, and Jay, who's his brother, right? Who he just beat the unholy hell out of. So remember, Jimmy Uso is going to be coming back. So it's going to be very interesting to see. It's going to be very interesting to see how that all works out, right? How that all impacts this whole tribal chief faction. Will Jay, will he eventually have enough and then turn on Roman, right? Or will he fall in line and actually start listening to Roman from here on out? It's going to be interesting, but I just love it. They really want you to hate Roman because they want you to know that one day they want Roman to get his comeuppance. And, that may not be for a while, but still, man, what they're doing right now with Roman and Jay and Kevin Owens putting him in there, great. I love that Kevin Owens is finally getting back into that main event picture. We all know that Roman's going to win at TLC, but still, I still love what they're doing with this storyline. All right. Edward says, what about Big E's new theme? I like it. He's still coming out with the New Day ring gear, which I don't really have a problem with it too much because at the end of the day, he's still a part of the New Day. It's just that they're on separate shows, right? But the fact that they're giving Big E, a new theme song, he brought back the chalk for his entrance. So, I did like that. So, it's giving him his own personality, which he needs. He can't be coming out to the New Day theme song if you plan on him beating or at least facing Roman Reigns in the future for the Universal Championship. He needs to be his own man. I kind of like it. You know, it'll take a couple weeks to get used to, but I have no problem with it. All right. But other than that, like I said, SmackDown was not a bad show. It was not a bad show. So I guess that's the end for this mini SmackDown review. Sasha versus Carmella should be good at TLC. Sasha will bring Carmella to the best match he's ever had. Roman, continuing being that epic heel. Love what he's doing. Can't wait to see what's next with this storyline. Pretty cool stuff. Other than that, guys, that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the match. Other than that, guys, it's or not the match. What happened? What? Oh my god. All right. Other than that, I'm gonna get out of here because you guys can hear I'm getting called, so I'm gonna end the stream. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. What? Hold on, guys. Give me 5 seconds. Sweet, bro. Go. Mom just made me some food, rice and chicken, but like I said, SmackDown was a good show. SmackDown was a good show this week, guys. It was a good show, right? Love what they were doing with Roman, love what they're doing with Sasha. I'm excited to see where they go with Bayley and Bianca Belair, but it was a good show this week. Good show. Let me know in the comment section what you guys thought. I know this wasn't like an official SmackDown review. I was kind of all over the place. I'm watching football, but I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on SmackDown this week because I know I didn't do a review on Saturday. Right. I'm probably gonna get out of here, watch some more football. Check out my fantasy football team. Hopefully they continue. They keep up the good work. But other than that, guys, that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure to stay safe and healthy, y'all. Other than that, guys, subscribe. You guys are new to the channel. Follow me on social media. Hopefully, you guys will be back here for the Raw review on Monday night. We'll be back in our normal professional schedule with all that good stuff, right? Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, hopefully, you guys, enjoyed this little mini stream tonight. I know I was laid back and chill. Damn, Russell Wilson got sacked again. My gosh. Honestly, bro, Russell Wilson, what are you doing? I'm going to end the stream because I'm talking football, but Russell Wilson, what are you doing, bro? Come on.